Hello and welcome to ITV News.
The headlines on Channel this Friday evening.
Good evening. First tonight, there are growing calls for defendants to be forced by law to face their victims and families in court. Currently, there is no legal obligation for convicted criminals to turn up for their sentencing across the Channel Islands.
And a mother from Liverpool whose 9-year-old daughter was shot dead in 2022 is backing changes here after the man who murdered Olivia Pratt-Corbell refused to leave his cell for his sentencing. Katia Fowler has our top story.
Absolutely, Katia, thank you very much. Well, Jersey's housing minister has announced major changes to the rules governing who's allowed to rent social housing to make it more accessible to the most vulnerable.
It will mean more islanders can apply for subsidised homes. Some of the key changes include lowering... Next, the parents of murdered Guernsey woman Sarah Groves have been told the trial of the man accused of killing her is unlikely to ever resume. The 24-year-old was stabbed to death on a houseboat in Kashmir in 2013.
But court proceedings have been suspended for the last 4 years because the defendant, Richard DeWitt, was deemed medically unfit to stand. He denies her murder and there is no time frame in India for how long an accused person can be held in custody.
Sarah's father, Vic, says the emotional anguish over his daughter's death has been compounded by the lack of justice for her. He's been speaking to our reporter, Roisin Gorson.
Well, coming up in 15 minutes, it's the ITV Evening News with the headlines. Here's Lucrezia Millarini.
The States of Alderney will continue to subsidise a ferry to Guernsey. Alderney Ferry.
Well, let's get some sport now, and Keelan is here. Hello, Keelan. First of all, potentially some really good news for Jersey's sporting community.
Yeah, there could be, and that is because Jersey Sport have announced that next year, for the first time, they are going to invest £1 million into sport across the island. A huge sum, I'm sure you'll agree. And actually, games going on in the final weekend before Christmas. We'll wrap it up for you on Monday.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Keelan.
And finally, it's that time of year, whether you like it or not, when many of us get together, but also pause and look back and at some of the things we've achieved over the year.
Yes, and for St John's Golden Age Club, that's meant gathering for a Christmas tipple to toast their 30-year anniversary, which is, of course, symbolised by the pearl.
It was set up to... Yeah, I didn't know that, actually. It was set up to benefit the parish's older members back in the 90s. The club's founders are now getting in on the action themselves. Harriet St Pierre went along to hear them impart some pearls of wisdom.
Something to look forward to in old age, isn't it?
Absolutely, they're having a great time.
Can't wait for that kind of lunch.
Sign me up.
And just before we go, it was a lovely morning to be out on Jersey's Railway Walk. But if you went down to the woods today, you were definitely in for a big surprise, or should I say a pig surprise, because there were some pigs on the loose. And Org there were fielded safely back to their pen, and it was a good job too because Org is expecting piglets in the new year.
Oh, so lovely. And it was actually myself and the cameraman Greg were sent to find the piggies. And luckily we did, but it was quite funny because the person looking after them was actually sort of babysitting. So the owner's away. So hopefully this isn't the owner finding out.
No.
Right now.
Imagine.
But there you go.
We just got him in trouble.
I know, but they're back home now, it's fine. It's all good. Well, it was nice weather for a stroll, but I think the picture looks a bit mixed this weekend. Here's Nick Miller with your forecast.
Yes, again, not a white Christmas.
No, unfortunately not. Another year.
Yeah. And that's your ITV News in the Channel Islands. I'm going to be back with late news, a shorter bulletin tonight at 11:30. Join me if you can. Good night.
Bye-bye.